Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you all the live paper crafting class that I do every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. It is August 28th today, 2024. I hope that you're all having a great week. Can you believe it's already the end of August and now we're going into September, and a lot of us think about fall cards, and one of the holidays that comes up later in the fall is Halloween. We've been hearing from people that we don't have enough Halloween products out there, but I want to let you all know that there are some fun ideas that you can create with what we have. Plus, and I was going to tell you this a little bit later, Stampin' Up is releasing some scrapbooking products, some papers and stickers and fun things like that on September 4th, and there's a whole big slew of Halloween stuff in that. So you're gonna love that product. It's called a scrapbooking workshop, but they also have all these other little parts and pieces you can buy. You're gonna love all of that. So, but in the meantime, I've created some Halloween cards for you from products that we have that are current and or coming up new in the September through December 2024 mini catalog that starts also on September 4th. But I used products that you wouldn't think of as Halloween products. I also want to introduce you to a couple stamp sets that we have that are kind of like all occasion stamp sets too, so you can pull from them and use parts like images from them to make your Halloween cards. Now, even if you're not a Halloween fan, these monster cards that I share with you that you already have seen a preview of in the little screen, right? These monster cards can be used for things other than Halloween. I love monsters. In fact, when I was thinking of what stamp set I could help design when I earned my million sales mark, this was one of them that was a thought that I threw out there, and they didn't go for it, but that's okay. But one of my stamp set ideas was to have little monster parts and pieces that you could put together at any time of year. Monsters can be used for kids cards, for birthday cards, for Valentine's cards, right? You can see cutesy monsters, you can see silly monsters, you can see, holiday monsters. So think beyond what I'm sharing in my demonstration today and think, how can you make this work for what you have coming up? But I hope that you enjoy it. I'm so super excited. In fact, I'm going to show you the cards right now. So these are the two that I had in the preview. I've also got another finished one. And in the blog post that is connected to this video that will go live in a little over an hour at 12:15 p.m. Central Time, you're going to see information not only on this card, which is the one I'm going to walk you through, but you're going to have measurements and kind of like a little consumable supply list for this one, and then also for the third card. But on the PDF that I'm going to show you now, that one is basically just giving the measurements for this card, even though all the supplies I used on all three cards are shown on that PDF. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. Welcome everybody, it's so fun. Some of you are, wow, Barbara's on a cruise ship, you guys. That's amazing. Yeah, it's so cool how we can all interact with each other in this day and age with the internet. And of course, it's just getting more and more accessible even on cruise ships. So cool. So welcome to all of you. Welcome to my moderators. We have Trisha Josephs on YouTube and we have Lisa Marshall on Facebook, and they're here to answer your questions and to guide you in the right direction. So please say hello to them and give them some love. Also, speaking of giving love, if you can click the thumbs up or share or like, subscribe, that sort of thing, that helps me out. I love it. So let's go to the PDF now. I'm going to bring that up on my computer and show you what you will have access to when the blog post goes live. You can take a screenshot if you want to, but you can also get this printable PDF. It will be accessible, like I said, in the blog post that's connected to this. So we have the date up there, which is August 28th, 2024. We have the title. We have measurements. Again, that is for this card. And then we have a supply list, which covers the supplies that you would need to make any of those three cards. Okay, now let's go back. Whoops, where'd I go? Here I am. We're going to go back to the desktop and we're going to start. Okay? So monster cards, and we're going to be using, like I said, some new products. So let me share with you let me share first with you this 2 stamp sets that I have in my possession. Now I'm sure there are more, but these are 2 that I had in my possession that had a little bit of Halloween in them. I don't have that potions and spells or whatever that bundle is in the online selection of products. So there is like a Halloween stamp set and set of dies that you can get. But I don't have those, but I have these. And you can see here we have a trick or treat. We have a little face that could go on the pumpkin, and then we have the word boo. So you can find images and sentiments among other products that we have. You can also take like dies, and I've seen some cards done with this too recently, where you can take the B and the O and make boo. You know, you got a little exclamation mark in there too. So fun set of dies here if you wanted to create a boo card or an eek card or something. Okay, I am going to be using the trick or treat from this. We'll pull that out right now and just adhere that to our clear block so that that's ready to go. And we're going to be using the Round We Go dies. We could be using the Round We Go stamp set too. That one is actually used on the 3rd card of the stamp set because I used a sentiment from it. But I'm going to be using these 2 little circles. Now, if you have punches, you could use punches instead of the dies. But I want to tell you that this set of dies here is great for making monsters. We have these guys here. They make eyelashes or furry little coatings around the eyes. And then we have this, which I used as a nose on one of mine. You could even have bigger honkin' noses on your monsters with these little scallopy type of circles. And then this one makes the teeth on my 3rd card. But what did I use for teeth on the 1st card? I used some newer products, and I said I was going to show those to you, so let me grab those. The newer products are coming from our September through December 2024 mini catalog, which I can't open for you yet, but hopefully you're seeing sneak peeks of the products that are out there. I did do a video if you want to check that out. The products that I'm going to feature on my 3 cards that are newer, that you can't get yet, but on September 4th you can, are these dies, and they are called the Frozen Edges dies. In fact, this die right here, and the fact that I wanted to do monsters made me say, oh gosh, let's make those become teeth. So those are going to become the teeth. We're going to pull those out. And then we've also got some designer paper. Now designer paper, you could pull from like several different packs of designer paper because lots of them have kind of that furry look to them, or not lots of them, but back sides of designer paper. Like, look at that. Those papers could definitely become monster skin or monster fur or whatever, right? You could make a whole bunch of colorful monsters. And then I've got some glimmer, oh, I'm sorry, I have to tell you which one this is. This is the Autumn, Splendid Autumn designer paper. Here's the front sides of that paper. Really pretty, beautiful watercolor scenes. So that's one of the papers that I use. I also use another paper that is current, and that one is this one called Thoughtful Journey. And that one, I don't have all the sheets for, but you can see the front side, and then the back side has some really cool watercolory looks to them too. So those are the 2 papers that I pulled from for my 3 monsters. And then for eyeballs, I did get some red eyeballs, although you could use the green too, from this set of glimmer paper. And this is also one of the newer things in the mini catalog. It's called the Festive 12x12 Glimmer Paper. So, all right, what else do I want to share with you? So lots of products, you know, you're pulling from different sources. Let us get started on the base of the card. And when I show you the base of the card, I'm going to show you another inspiration that I had for making these. So let's start by cutting our 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half at 5.5 inches. So this is 11. We're bringing it to the 5.5 inch mark. And we're going to cut. So you could get 2 monster cards from 1 sheet. We'll put that aside. We're going to score now at 4 1/4 inches. We're scoring right in half. Half of 8 1/2 is 4 1/4. Easy so far? Thanks, Jean. All right, so after you've scored at 4 1/4, now we have a few additional scores to make either this way or this way. It doesn't matter because this is the halfway mark. So you're going to score at 4 1/4. Then you're going to move it to the 5 7/8. A lot of you are liking that teeth idea. I'm so glad. And then we've got 6 3/8, which is actually right where this white here separates from the dark. So you're just going to bring it right to that spot and score. That's 6 3/8, and then you're going to come to the 8-inch mark. Oops. Get in there. 8-inch mark. Now, if you have a little bit of excess here, you might want to cut it off if it goes beyond the 1/2 inch mark over here. But you also might want to cut off a 1/16 of an inch just to make it easier to fold the card flat. You don't want to have anything bunching up. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of edge here, just a thin amount, okay? This part is going to get tucked in when we connect these pieces. It's going to get tucked right there, okay? Thanks, Tina. That is pretty glimmer paper. I mean, you're going to love that if you make holiday projects or cards. So we want to be able to have that tucked in like that without creating any bulk, and that's why I got rid of that 1/16 of an inch, okay? You can see that there's a little bit maybe exposed there, but that's better than having it right up to the fold line. So now let's connect our little piece there, our 1/2 inch or less than 1/2 inch section here. We're going to connect that with some tear and tape adhesive, or you could use multi-purpose liquid glue. And I am just bringing that, that tape right up to this edge. Let's take and press that down with the bone folder. In fact, let's crease all of these score lines with the bone folder. Make sure they're nice and sharp. And then we'll grab our Take Your Pick tool and we'll grab a corner of the release paper and pull that up and off. Okay, so yes, we make the whole base of the card before we build the monster because we don't have to tuck in anything. I've got it so the tongue is going to be just right up to the inside of the mouth. Okay, so we're going to flatten it down like this so that we're creasing right at this. So we have the middle, the next mark, and the next mark. The third mark in, you're going to crease it down. Then you're going to see that this will go pretty much right up to that middle score line, and you're going to flap and fold it over and press. Then when you pull it up, you've got that perfect little pillar. Now I'm going to bring you to a post on the internet because I want to share with you, and I think this is it. Yep, this is the one. I want to share with you a card by my teammate. This is a card that Joanne Pollock had created. You can see it's got the same base. And I wanted to show that off and give a shout out to her. She blogs a lot. She has such creative ideas. Her name's Joanne Pollock from jpollockdesigns.wordpress.com. And she named the card. And now we're going backwards here. She gave it a name. She called it the Pillar Pop-Out Fun Fold. Now, her and I got the idea from Terry Gaines. Terry Gaines, createwithterrygaines.com. Terry Gaines is a demonstrator who has fabulous ideas and came up with this fun fold and shared it with us during an event. You can see here, if I scroll down here, there's her little birdhouse there. She came up with this fun fold and shared it with us at an event called Creative Connections at the beginning of August. And a lot of us love that fun fold. You can see here, there's a good look at it. But we couldn't find a name that she gave it. And both of us, Joanne and I, just went with, designing. I'm turning it into a monster card. I didn't create an actual base name either. But I wanted to share that it reminded me of this card. Do you remember this one? It's sort of the same, only on mine that I came up with. Let's see if I can find the measurements here. You use a much longer piece than 8 1/2. So I love how Terry has made it just a half a sheet of cardstock. For this card, which I called the column fold card, square column fold card, that one uses up more than a half a sheet. And then I made different versions of it, but it folds down in the same sort of way. It just has a slightly different size to that part that you fold. Okay, let's come back to the desktop. So if you enjoyed that card, this is the same sort of thing where you've got, instead of a square here, you've got a skinnier part, but you still have this top piece that you're going to adhere things to. So now let us bring in Terry's card. Hang on. This is the one, well actually I did a different version of it, but she had a make and take for us at the event. A take and make is what it was. So we got supplies for it, and then we got to go home and make it. And mine's a lot different than hers. I did it a lot different. Well, not a lot different, but slightly different, because I told myself with the take and make supplies to not see what she did. Like, don't remind myself. Just go and see if you can put it together the way you think it goes. And it was kind of fun to see. I actually left off this spot here. I didn't know I was supposed to use that. But that was really fun. Okay, now let's dive back into this. All right, we're gonna be using these sheets of cardstock colors besides the Mossy Meadow. So we have Pool Party, we have Basic White, we have Basic Black, and then this paper comes from the Thoughtful Journey paper that is currently available. So far, there's only one thing on this card that you won't be able to get yet, and that's the teeth. So for our teeth, we have a piece that measures, and this is the wrong one, sorry. We have a piece that measures 2 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide, and that is going to get cut with our die. And then we have a piece of, make sure I say this right here, we have a piece of Pool Party, and the Pool Party is 2 1/4 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And that is going to get cut with something that would look like a tongue. So now I bring into the picture here some other die choices that you could have for tongues. Although you could certainly use a roll of tape and trace it and then cut it out, or a cup or a bowl or something. But for the tongues that I had on my cards, I did use this one on one. I used, and I think it was this one or this one on the other. Let me just lay it in there because we're making this guy. This is the one. Okay, so I used and I'll tell you which one it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in from the largest, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th from the smallest. All right. So basically I just wanted it to fit within this 4-inch section here. So I did use the deckled circles on this one. I used the, what was the name of this one? Spotlight on Nature for the second card. And then for the third card, which is a celebratory card, I used this one because you could take and make a tongue that, I mean, monsters can be made of all kinds of shapes and sizes, right? So I used this one for that card. That's the third card that you'll see. All right, so let's take our deckled circle die. And let's take this guy, and we need to cut from some other scraps because we need, obviously, some eyeballs. You can't forget the eyeballs, and the eyeballs could be done with circle punches too, or you could use dies, which is what I'm using since I have the round we go. Yep, round we go dies. So I'm going to cut a couple white ones, and I'm going to cut a couple black ones. So the smallest circle, next size up. And then I'm going to use this one here. You could use either one, but this die has like rounded ends on those little parts coming off, kind of a floral little piece, isn't it? And this one has more spiky ends, and I thought that would look better with the monster. So I'm going to die cut a set of eyelashes. Oh, I also do need that one circle die, which I used as a nose on, oh, here it is. Okay. I used as a nose on one of my monsters, but on this one, I'm going to be using a scrap of some Mossy Meadow to do the kind of like the furry part behind the eye. So the eye stands up and off the head. Let us start cutting. All right, let's bring our machine in, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I hope you're all having a great week. We've had some really hot weather here in Minnesota, and today it's actually kind of chilly. So weather is fun. Okay, I'm going to center this on here so that I have the grooves of the teeth kind of going in the middle here, so that I'm going to cut it in half. All right, you want to picture cutting it in half. So I'm going to use a sticky note, Post-it note, and just kind of tack this down in place. We'll do that on either end. And then we'll lay our green on here. We're going to have to cut that one twice. We'll lay our black on here. In fact, there's not lots of room left, so let's do one black eyeball. Okay, and let's sandwich that. So I've got in my machine here, I've got the base platform number 1, then I have the die adapter number 2, the die adapter plate number 2, and then I've got 2 cutting mats that are number 3. And if you're unfamiliar with this machine or die cutting as it is, then you hopefully will learn something from today's video. It's very simple to do. See how it just cuts? You put the cutting edge right against the paper, and that pressure of the 2 rollers cuts it out. There we go. I learned that trick from Vicki Spicer. Thank you, Vicki. So now we have that out of there, and then let's look at these teeth. This is going to be fun, you guys. So we got a separation here, and the teeth can come together, and isn't that fun? I'm so excited about that. Okay, let's do another dark eyeball, and I'm going to show you the platforms here that we have. So base plate, base platform, then 2, then 3, and then we put our paper, our cutting side of our die down. If we need to, we can take and use a Post-it note to help hold things in place. And then we need another one of these, and I'm going to fold my white in half, because the circle dies can get cut at the same time for our 2 white circles. We need another one of those. Okay, let's bring in our machine again. And let's sandwich all of that. Oops, I have to move the white again. Move the white, put that down, lay this on here. There. Kind of angle it. Start where your, start where your, there we go. Start angling. When you put this plate on top, what I like to do is lay everything out here, and then I angle that in, kind of like this, angled in, so that this is lower. And then I put that down first, and then I flatten. Okay, here we have our tongue. Post-it notes are great for holding things in place. There's our tongue. There's our circles. Now we can pull this out of the way because we're done with all the die cutting. All right. I know it seems like a lot of products, but hopefully as I'm sharing these ideas with you, you can think of things that you own already and feel like you don't have to buy hundreds of dollars worth of product just to make a couple monster cards, right? Okay, but this die is really cool. You'll want that one. Plus it makes great icicles. So now we have a couple white circles, the black ones, the green ones. I'm gonna move these scraps out of the way. I've got my eyelashes, and I know that it looks like it's all big, one big eyelash, but we're gonna trim it. And I just wanna make sure I don't lose these guys, so we're gonna set them over here. All right, let's stamp. Let's take our Tuxedo Memento Black, Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and we're going to ink up our stamp. It would have helped to put the label on, but I didn't do that yet. I just got too excited about these cards and just kept going. In fact, I wanted to make one this morning. I'm like, Rachel, you're insane. You have to get ready for your live. And yes, you could make a red tongue. I did make a red tongue on my second monster, and then I made a purple tongue on my third. But again, monsters, they can be any size, any shape, any color, right? That's the fun of monsters. You're creating this unique being. Okay, so we have our blue tongue. In fact, if you've ever watched Sesame Street, you can see that their monsters are all that kind of look too, right? All different shapes and sizes and colors. Okay, so I'm cutting in like a little pie shape to remove 3 little eyelashes. And I'm going to do that on another one here. And it's okay if you have that excess little black around it. I wanted to make the tongue blue because I wanted him to coordinate with his skin, his fur. Okay, so now we have the eyelashes. I'm going to attach the eyes. Now normally I would attach the center of the eye, the dark part or the colored part or whatever you want to use there. I would attach that so it's down a bit, but I'm putting this one right in the middle because I'm making a crazy monster. He is crazy happy or crazy silly or crazy scary. He's just got wide eyes, okay? So if you see the white all the way around, that means he's got his eyes wide open. And now for this part, I want his eyes to not only be wide open, but I want them to be kind of going all over the place. So we're going to take and add this one. And you could even do this with your, like if you shifted this off to one side, the black could be shifted to the side, but then going up in one way. But I'm just going to kind of make his eyes go googly googly on his base part here. The furry part that he's connected to. These guys are just going to go off to one side, and then when I put him on the monster, instead of going in the same direction, you know, like an up and down thing, I make him look a little more off kilter by bringing one eye up and one eye down. These will get attached afterwards, but let's work on the tongue now. The tongue is the first thing you'll want to add into your card because it's going to be hard to add this guy later. So the tongue, first you make the base, then you make the tongue and add that. And it's important to not make the tongue too long or it will disappear. Although I suppose you could have, you know, just a strip in there because you're going to cover up, you're going to cover up the tongue down here. So if you do have a longer tongue, you could just have it appear like it's relaxed inside the mouth and a longer tongue, right? But now we centered that in there. That's the inside of the mouth. And now we're going to work on adding the teeth. And the teeth, you can decide if you want to have them going this way or this way. It really doesn't matter. But you're going to attach some teeth up on top here where you've got this flat edge. And the other teeth are going to be down here. Let's attach the top teeth first. And to do that, we can just take a line of seal adhesive. And we're going to attach. And I'm going to open it up all the way here so I can see that I'm adding it right up to the edge, that folded edge of the green, the mossy meadow. So now we have the teeth on top. You can see how they look like icicles because that's what they're supposed to be. And then I'm going to flatten this down and I'm going to place this here. And that is going to get put there until, and let me put something hard on there. That's going to be placed there until I add some designer paper strips along the bottom. Okay? So we kind of have to have that set in place. Now we're going to cut some strips from this paper. And you can decide if you want your colors to be going up and down or side to side, you know, up to you. So let's take and cut this guy here and we're going to trim out a piece. Our first piece is going to be 1 5/8 inches tall. That is the part that's going to fit right in this space, okay? The next one has to be right next to it when you cut. So that next piece, which is 3/4 of an inch tall, connects to the piece that we just cut. So try to cut them right next to each other on your paper so that when they get added, you can see that they flow together. The other piece really can get cut from anywhere. In fact, I think I kind of cut mine from the middle here. It doesn't really matter. I think I just wanted that really dark blue there. I thought that was kind of cool. We'll flip it upside down. We'll cut this last piece, which can be 1 1/8 inch, 1 2/8, which is 1 1/4, 1 3/8, but I wouldn't go much larger than 1 3/8. I had to make this one a little taller than the one that I made on the other two cards, but I'm going to make this one slightly different now, and I'm going to make it shorter. So you're going to see a slight difference on this one versus the other one, because I want more teeth showing. I want more white, but the teeth that I had for this card that I'd already cut were not done from a 2-inch wide piece. So I had to make that a little taller. So now let's go ahead and, gosh, let's just connect it like that. And we will cut a 1 1/8 inch tall strip. Again, that's the size that I did on the other two cards because I had wider teeth area. So these teeth were too narrow for that. Let's take our designer paper out of there. Let's trim these to 5 1/2 inches. I suppose I could have done that with all the paper first, but now I salvaged my other piece. It's still 6 inches long. All of these are 5 1/2 inches in this direction. Okay, we are ready. Let's put them back in order. We're going to add them to our monster. Okay, so this piece can get added here, this one here, and this one down here. Let's go ahead and add that piece down here first, just because we want to get that tooth part done. So you're going to line these up. Then you're going to lay this on here. And you can see you've got about the width of seal adhesive to use for that. You could safely put your seal on the back side of this. In fact, that's what I would suggest, I guess. Let's just put it back here. Keeping everything flat on your card. Line up your designer paper in that corner and along the bottom edge of the card and bring it all the way over and connect the teeth. We have a little bit of overlap here, or goes beyond, so I'm just going to trim that. It's okay if your teeth are slightly smaller. I'm going to trim it a little bit more. It's still sticking out. It's okay if your teeth are a little bit smaller than the rest of it. The teeth, in fact, could go even further in. So we have that, and now we can add that with dimensionals. We want it to pop up a bit. So we're just going to stick some dimensionals back here. And this is where I'm going to go a little crazy with dimensionals because I want this whole thing to raise up nice and tall. Okay. I did a Nancy. I hear that Bruno also loves dimensionals. All right. So, yay for my Stampin' Up! Friends. Okay, next, we're going to put the teeth back in there. And we're going to connect. And everything lines up. So when you open and close the mouth, look at that. Fun, right? Okay, now we can add these guys. Again, multi-purpose liquid glue or seal, however you want to do it. And that one, oh, I did it on the wrong side. All right, well, we taped the wrong side. And if I was paying attention, I wouldn't have done that. Okay, now our fur is not going to line up real well. That's okay. Do what I say and not what I do. All right, so adhesive goes on this side. Sorry. We'll throw that one away. Now it's definitely not looking like the one that's on the blog post. Okay, see how these are not going to connect right? That's okay. All right, we're going to add this one first. We'll add it up in here, and it just covers that whole section. And then this one goes right up to the top of the white and covers that up. That's not too bad. It kind of flows. And then the eyeballs. The eyeballs get added next. And the eyeballs are pretty easy. I use multi-purpose liquid glue for that though, because you're going to be gluing them in a spot where it's pretty fragile. So let's look at our finished guy, our finished gal, whatever you want to call it. It looks like we have this eyeball up like that. So we're going to adhere just on the bottom portion like that. In fact, you may want to put your adhesive on the card base instead of on the eyeball. So if we have another eyeball right here, kind of looking that way, I'm going to put my finger there and just glue right above it. That was smarter, Rachel. Rachel, there we go. Okay, so now we have our two eyeballs on there, but we have to quickly tuck in our, if I can grab them, our little eyelashes. And I would put a little bit of glue on the front and back, lift this up, tuck it right underneath so that it's against this side and not the top. Do that again. If you hear any noise, we have a driveway being redone today. Seems like we always have something loud going on lately. Okay, there are our eyelashes, and you can check on the back side and make sure that the glue is not exposed, right? If it is, you want to clean that up. And there is our finished monster. Oh, not yet. We still have one more thing. We have some skin blemishes to add to our monster. And you could even take like a red, I didn't do this and I wanted to and I forgot, but you could take like a red thin marker like our Stampin' Up markers and draw in some little stress veins, or what would they be called? On the eyeballs, you know, when you make, I can't even think of what you call that when you have red eyes, basically. There's a name for that. But do you see these? These little things here are little bumps like moles or warts or something, and you can get those from the fun little rounded embellishments that we have at Stampin' Up. We have the Tinsel Gems 3-pack, and we have adhesive back dots for days. I used the dots for days on this guy. I used the, you can see the blue ones are down here, the pool party color ones, and then I also used the yellowish ones up there. I think those are crushed curry. So I'm not going to actually adhere them. Oh, you can see the eyes are a little bit further apart on my second guy, aren't they? That's okay. They're brothers. They're not exactly the same monster anymore. These beautiful gems, I believe I used the purple ones on my third monster, but we can take a peek and see. I can't remember now. Let's look at those monsters now. Let's take a peek at them. This is my second monster, and he looks really scary. He was the first one I created. I created him with not so white teeth. I used basic beige for his teeth, and I was gonna even make them slimy and yucky looking, like put dirt and stuff on them. And then the real red is the tongue. Thanks, Sue. And then the Mossy Meadows, same base. I believe I just took that other half that I had used, that I had tossed over here from my first card, and I used it, or I used it to make my second card, right? So this was Mossy Meadow, this was Mossy Meadow. Got two monsters from one cardstock sheet. And then I used the scraps to do a fun nose. This nose actually was not the one I was thinking. This one came from this die here. And that is from the set of dies called Spotlight on Nature. So I used that one for the nose and this one for the tongue, which gives a really fun textured look to the edge of the tongue too. Same sentiment on the inside, same dies for the teeth, different paper. This paper is that autumn, that Splendid autumn paper. And again, you could get all different color monsters from that one. More of a monochromatic looking back side of the paper. And here I have the little warts on his skin from the green here, from the adhesive back dots for days. So that's where I got his little green spots, and I even put one on his nose. The eyeballs are the basic beige, and also the glimmer paper that I'd shared with you that was that Festive Glimmer Paper from the new catalog. This here, they look like little eyelashes, but it's like a furry background. So just a furry little background behind his eyes. And then do you see the lids on here? He's got a little bit like concentrated or angrier types of eyes here, because I took and cut out one of the circles the same circle that I used for the white or the beige, and I cut it in half and then tilted it a little bit inward to get that look on the eyes, kind of that mellow, I'm not so sure about you look. Isn't he fun? All right, so there's those guys, and then I have a third monster, and the third monster uses these colors. The third monster is a little bit happier. I think I would have left off the eyelids at another time, or even curved this up. I curved this side up on the designer paper to give it more of a smile look, but I think this monster needed even more of a smile look, and I probably should have curved up this paper too. So maybe cut these two pieces together, cut through the middle, and then put your snips in there and curve both of them so that you can have that more of a happy look on the top and bottom of the mouth. On the inside is the Hip Hip Hooray, and that is from the Round We Go stamp set. And here we have that fun set of dies that I showed you earlier. The yes, the extra skin embellishments are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack, and I used the Fresh Freesia color. Purple, oh, the purple. The purple comes from the I forgot the name of it, 3 something. It's a 3-pack of glimmer paper, and it has the word 3 in it. So I did that for the eyes, used the black to make more of an eyelash look. I consider this monster to be more female. I don't know why, probably because of the bright pinks and the eyelashes. I know that sounds sexist, sorry. But very happy-go-lucky monster he or she is. The colors I used were Fresh Freesia, basic black. This is Wild Wheat and basic white. And then this paper comes from the Thoughtful Journey paper. What else do I want to share with you before I announced any announcements that we have? I think I shared it all. Oh, we did pretty well. High five, Trisha and Lisa. Oh my gosh, my lives lately have been going beyond. Okay, so let me tell you about some things coming up. Well, first I'll start with the things that are happening now and ending soon. If you are in love with Stampin' Up products and you shop them, remember that if you earned any bonus days dollars, bonus days coupons in July on a $50 plus order, you'll want to redeem them by the end of this month. You have until the 31st. And then also the 31st is our last day of the designer paper sale. So any blog post that you go to, in fact, let's just go to my blog real quick here. I'm going to bring you over. So here's my blog. We're going to scroll down and click on any blog post. You can see some here, or you can just go in here. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Close your eyes if this makes you dizzy. There's a lot of cards on that one. But at the very bottom, underneath my signature, that was a really long blog post, sorry guys. Underneath my little signature thing, I have information about promotions. And here you can find the, let's see if we can find it here. Select Designer Series paper packs. These paper packs from the annual catalog are 15% off this month. You don't have to have a minimum purchase or anything. So if you're interested in any of those products, you can go to my blog at stampyourartout.com, click on the shop button and purchase. If you are a demonstrator, shop from yourself. If you have a demonstrator, shop from them. So you can find that there. You can find the information about bonus days there. If you didn't earn any in July, you don't have anything to redeem in August, so don't worry about it. But I do want to point out that we have some stuff coming up. We have a new mini catalog. And I think I shared that with you at the beginning. This puppy here, lots of great products inside, lots of pages. This begins September 4th. So anything that you've been seeing from the September through December 24 mini catalog, you can get your hands on that stuff starting September 4th. 2 new kits will release around that time, and also the scrapbooking products that Stampin' Up! Has been diligently working towards creating. They've been working hard since January to get products produced quicker than normal so that we could have some close to my heart like products available to all of our former close to my heart makers and customers that are now with us at Stampin' Up! And welcome again. We love you and we're so glad that you're with us. Okay, so scrapbooking products. I'm so stinking excited about that. I'm going to be purchasing the Halloween related one right away. Can't wait to make some cards with that too. And then what else do I want to tell you about? World Card Making Day coming up. We have World Card Making Day, which is all around the world, celebrated all around the world by not just Stampin' Up, but lots of people. And we've been celebrating it for many years now. World Card Making Day is the first Saturday of every October, so that lands on October 5th this year. And Stampin' Up is once again going to be hosting an event. So you will want to check in on my blog post because I'll have a link to the invitation flyer. You can also, starting on September 3rd or 4th, I think it's the 3rd, you can actually register for the event so that you can get information on it. It's a free event, and it's an hour long from 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time in our neck of the woods, but it's at different times based on where you are in the world. Oh, do you realize that you're not showing up on Facebook? I'm not? Oh no. Okay, well thank you for sharing that information with me, Kay. Technology. I don't know. I have it, so it's supposed to be on Facebook, but it's not showing up on Facebook. Good to know. I'm so sorry. I hope some of that was communicated to Lisa. I did not realize that. You know what? That's the thing, you guys. When I start a live, I just go. I go, and I don't often read the comments until I'm done. I catch them every once in a while. I'm so sorry. We did not have our Facebook friends live with us this time. That bites. What else do I want to share? So what I'll do for Facebook is I'll take and download the one from YouTube and I'll transfer it over so that they can see it from there. Registration is free. I talked about that. I just want to, do a little shameless plug for my hair too. A lot of you have been seeing me wearing my hair different ways. I wear a topper. So if you're interested in that, every video that I do on YouTube and Facebook has a link to getting a hold of the topper that I'm wearing that day. Today I'm wearing Upgrade Courtney, and I love her. She's so fun. Okay, let's do prizes. Prize time. All right, prizes are unique today. Oh, wait, I got to share the prize from last time. The prize from last time was 40 sheets of an assorted pack of designer paper, 6x6. I take my packs, I cut them down. I have I have 6x6 in here too, but this whole thing is filled with retired designer paper packs. And so I give an assortment every once in a while as a prize. And the one that we announced last week as our new prize is 40 sheets of this. Some of them might even include some specialty paper. So let me bring you to my computer because I want to share with you the 2 winners that we had for the after live. So these are people that commented after the live was done or commented from Facebook. Let me put this up here too. We have from YouTube, we have Tracy Shoemaker. She is the winner for the after live comments from the last week's video. And then on Facebook, we have Sarah New. Sarah New, I believe is how you say it. Let me know. Correct me if I ever say your name wrong. I like to try to pronounce people's names correctly. I was a elementary teacher, and that's really important to me to pronounce people's names correctly. Sarah New, congratulations to both of you. Reach out to me at the email address that you see posted on the screen right now, and then I can send you your pieces of paper, your 40 sheets. Also, if you live outside the U.S., you can still win, even though you can't get physical product. You can get a tutorial sent to you. In fact, for anybody who's a winner, if you would rather have a free tutorial, just let me know and I will connect you with that instead. Okay, and then we have, let's go back here, we have a unique prize today. I've done some classes to go, I called them, with this beautiful Irresistible Blooms paper and had to buy several packs of it. Oh gosh, more than 10. I want to say 13, 14, or 15 packs of this beautiful paper. Look at the, okay, so here's the front side. See the front side of that paper? And that's just a few sheets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 12 different design. I think there were 12. Maybe there were less than this one. Maybe there was like 8 or something. I don't know. Anyways, this one has back sides to it also that look great for making monster cards. Oh, little blemish. But I will be giving a collection of this paper, and you're going to get more than 40. You're going to get like 50 or more sheets of this, and I'll just give you a variety of it so that you have some of each of these designs, and you can make a slew of monster cards with them. Plus, you're going to get a sheet of dimensionals. So you'll get also a fresh sheet of dimensionals to use, because we can always use more adhesive, right? So our winners, thank you so much, Trisha. Brenda Hawkins and Sherry Morrison are our winners today. Make sure that you reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. Congratulations. Yes, Tina. Yay. We have cheerleaders out there. Congratulations. Love it, you guys. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, and there is the email address once again if you need that to be seen. This was fun. I'm going to let you all go. This was a great day. I ended on time. Next week I have some fun things to share because it's the start of the new mini catalog. So I hope that you join me next week at same time, same place, right? 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time, and I believe that's September 4th. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Don't forget the thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, all of those good things. And now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.